Challenging the rules and standing out from the crowd, the Jaguar XF fuses sports car styling and performance with the refinement, space, and sophistication of a luxury sedan. Welcome to this video on the 2012 Jaguar XF. The focus of this video will be on presenting XF technology features to your customers. Of course, your actual customer presentations will focus on their very specific needs. XF comes in 4 trim levels. XF and XF Portfolio both are powered by the 385 horsepower naturally aspirated V8 engine. XF Supercharged 470 horsepower and the awesome XFR at 510 horsepower. Each of these vehicles has a very high level of standard equipment, the features most customers want, with options for personalization. And of course, every Jaguar comes with platinum coverage, 4-year, 50,000-mile warranty, including all scheduled maintenance, showing a strong commitment to the customer's ownership experience. Before we dive into the technology of XF, I'd like to spend just a moment talking about some of the key styling cues of the vehicle. You'll notice dramatic coupe-like styling with clean, uncluttered lines. It's a very timeless design. When we look at the very front of the vehicle, first thing you notice is the very bold grille. It is the face of the car, and everything sweeps back, each line from the grille, giving the impression of air flowing over the vehicle, even when it's sitting still. Also notice that the grille is very recessed, inset like a jet engine intake, like it's drawing air to feed that very powerful V8 engine. There's a dramatic mesh insert, and you'll notice that it's very much like automotive jewelry. Now, XFR has a black finish grille with bright surrounds on the outside vents. Headlamps on the vehicle are also very contemporary design. They dramatically wrap around the front of the vehicle right into the side fenders. They're thin, elegant, and include this standard LED signature in a J-blade pattern. Auto-leveling bi-xenon headlamps are standard on all models, and they include concealed power washers. First thing you notice from the side profile of XF is this great sweeping silhouette. In fact, the front windscreen and the back glass are angled the same as an XK coupe, giving a very sporty look to the vehicle. The hood is very long and low, and great emphasis on the rear haunches provide a profile that looks like a cat ready to pounce. The result, along with many other refinements, is aerodynamics that produce a drag coefficient of only 0.29. These outstanding aerodynamics benefit high-speed performance, help create impressively low levels of wind noise, aid in fuel economy, and help provide exceptional stability at speed. The A-pillar is noticeably thin, providing a very sporty and dynamic look, but adding to interior occupant visibility. The horizontal chrome on the power vent mirrors that of the side vents on XJ and on XK. Great selection of alloy wheels on XF, with wheels that fill the wheel well, providing a great wheel-to-body visual relationship. And the wide front and rear tracks give the car a planted-on-the-road appearance. The rear of XF presents an exceptionally modern design, but the prominent display of the leaper makes it very clear it's a Jaguar. The tail lamps use state-of-the-art LED technology to give XF an unmistakable signature and a dramatic look. New for 2012, they run into the trunk lid with a nighttime signature that forms a continuous racetrack all the way around the outer edge. That will set the XF apart from others. Large stylized oval trim chrome tailpipes on XF and XF Portfolio emphasize the power of the vehicle. Quad tailpipes on XF Supercharged and XFR. Jaguar XF combines advanced technology and innovation that empowers rather than overpowers the driver. One example, the Jaguar Smart Key. Available on XF and standard on all other trim levels, keyless entry allows the customer to have key in pocket or purse and simply approach the vehicle, pull the door handle, and get in. Standard on all XFs is push-button start, and the first thing you notice when you get inside the car is the flashing start-stop button. basically showing the heartbeat of the XF and encouraging you to get going. But actually, we're going to leave that for just a moment and talk about some other technologies. First thing to note is the 7-inch LCD touchscreen, designed for easy use, simple to operate, highly intuitive, and includes standard navigation. Very clear hard buttons and soft touch areas easily provide for the use of the climate controls, audio system, navigation, and the Bluetooth connectivity. XF offers a phenomenal range of audio choices for the consumer, starting with the standard 400-watt premium sound system with 10 speakers. That's standard on XF and on XF Portfolio. However, on Supercharged, standard is a 600-watt premium sound system with 11 speakers including a subwoofer, and that sound system is awesome. For the customer who wants it all, standard on XFR is the exclusive Bowers & Wilkins 1200-watt surround system with remote amplifier, Dolby Pro Logic 2, and digital theater surround sound systems, 17 speakers plus dual coil subwoofer. The special Bowers & Wilkins speakers have the same drivers used in recording studios around the world, including famous locations like Abbey Road in London. Now, one of the things with this great lineup of sound systems is to make sure you're discussing with the customer the right sound system for them. And that means asking questions prior to offering the sound system options. Where I would like to start is with their phone, because of the capability of streaming music from the phone through the sound system. So my first question would be to the customer, are you an iPhone user, a BlackBerry user? What kind of phone do you have? Because if the customer is an iPhone user, my next question is, do you have Pandora on your iPhone? Because many iPhone users, of course, are using Pandora to stream music. Well, we of course have the capability of streaming that in the car. But the next question is, how important is the quality of sound when you listen to music in the car? Because in fact, that is the definition between the three different sound systems. They all have the same functionality, but they have variable sound quality, from excellent to ridiculous. So, when the customer answers their response to how important the quality of sound is, I know where to direct the customer in terms of the kind of sound system to show. Now, all of the sound systems have standard HD radio, single slot CD or DVD player, but that single slot player allows us to upload onto the hard drive of the entertainment system up to 10 uncompressed CDs. Now, uncompressed is extremely important because most vehicles, when you put a CD in the slot and record it onto the car's hard drive, treat the hard drive like it's an iPod, compressing the music. You lose some of the real sound detail, and that's okay for most sound, but since many of our customers already have iPod capability or their phone has got music in MP3 format loaded onto it, we have the capability to store 10 CDs without any compression whatsoever. None of the sound quality is lost. Also standard on all of our sound systems is a portable audio interface in the center console, which allows the use of and control of an iPod or other MP3 player right through the audio controls of the vehicle. That's connected through the cable that comes with the iPod, that white cable. Also standard, Sirius satellite radio, including a 90-day trial so a customer can become acquainted with Sirius. Finally, standard second-generation Bluetooth is included with all of our sound systems, and that Bluetooth allows not only the connection of the phone, and in fact up to 10 devices can be paired to the vehicle at a given time, and 2 simultaneously connected. A customer can have one telephone that is actually connected for making phone calls, but a separate phone or music device connected through Bluetooth playing the music as well. Standard with every XF is a full navigation system with hard disk drive based mapping and voice guidance. It's standard and it includes free lifetime traffic. Now, before we start presenting the navigation system to a customer, we need to make sure that it's a feature appropriate to them. That's a very simple question. Are you a navigation user? Now, when the customer answers yes, we continue with our presentation. But if the customer says, no, I don't need navigation, I was born and raised around here, don't need it to get around, we still want to ask one more question. Would you like to know the traffic on the way to your destination? because many customers aren't aware that the system has that kind of capability. Suddenly it becomes a feature they're very interested in. So, are you a navigation user? And if they have a reason they don't use it because of familiarity, offer the ability to see the traffic on the way. I mentioned earlier the Bluetooth capability of the vehicle, and I want to be now specific on how the telephone works through the Bluetooth capability. It provides for hands-free operation of a Jaguar-approved Bluetooth phone without any kind of docking station. And a call initiated outside the car can be continued inside the car once you start it. Hands-free, the Bluetooth will simply pick up immediately, and you can put your phone to the side, put it in a pocket, and continue the conversation. That also is standard on every XF. Most of the operation for setting up Bluetooth is done through the touchscreen. One of the great features to show on XF is the industry-first Jaguar Sense lights. They use proximity sensors to turn on the overhead lighting, and they actually sense that your finger or hand is in the area of the lights to turn them on or off. However, you don't want to show this feature just as a cool feature on the car. Make sure the customer knows why it's necessary. Of course, you do that by asking a question. The question is, have you ever been driving down the road in the dark and needed to verify a phone number or an address you had written down, but you can't read the phone number or address because it's dark, but you also can't find the light switches because it's dark and you fumble around for them? Of course, the customer's answer to that question is going to be, yes, I've had that situation. Let me show you how we solve that on XF. Just keep your eyes forward as if you're driving, but just reach your hand up in the area where the lights are and they come on. Now that costs a little more than the lights with switches, so we didn't put them in the back of the car. But of course, the people in the back can fumble around for the light switch. They're not driving. They don't need to keep their eyes on the road. The value of these lights is not just in their cool factor, but in fact in keeping the driver's eyes on the road. Let me talk a little bit about the steering wheel and the controls that are available here. Of course, one thing that's standard on XF is paddle shift. Paddles are right behind the steering wheel. If it's a naturally aspirated XF, that means XF or XF Portfolio, the paddles will work only when the transmission is set to sport mode. If it's a supercharged or an XFR, the paddles are available in both drive and sport mode. Leather 3-spoke steering wheel also includes controls for audio use, for cruise control, Bluetooth, and interactive voice. Very logically laid out so the customer can see by category what functions they wish to perform. Heated steering wheel is available, and the interactive voice system gives you, with the push of the voice button, control of telephone, audio, and navigation, also standard. Simply press the button, and on the touch screen will be displayed the commands that you can say, called Say What You See. Read the command, and the next command will come up with the list of things that are available. Very, very simple process to become acquainted with the voice system. Once the customer's familiar with the voice system, they'll never look at the menus, they'll just know what to say. Now, very important as their sales consultant, that when you're showing the voice system the first time, you really know how to use the voice commands. And you want to show them how simple it's going to be once they're familiar with the voice. However, having done so, you want to tell the customer, now let me show you how the car will teach you the voice command system. They'll be off and running with voice. I want to talk for a moment about radar-based blind spot monitoring. It's standard on XF Supercharged and XFR and available on XF and XF Portfolio. If there's a vehicle in the blind spot on either side of the vehicle, radar beams behind the vehicle, 23 feet behind, 8 feet to the side, will detect that that vehicle is in that rectangle, and an amber icon will display on the side mirror. That icon lets you know there's something potentially in the blind spot. Now, one of the great things to point out to the customer is that amber color located on the edge of the mirror is specific to make it invisible to the peripheral vision. So when you're driving facing forward and a car goes through that rectangle passing you, but you're not changing lanes, you literally cannot see the amber colored light. However, when you change lanes, you turn your head toward the mirror, that's when you see the light warning you there's something in the blind spot. It's an absolutely excellent feature. XF also offers several features to help with parking. All XFs come with standard parking sensors in the rear of the vehicle. Optionally, sensors on the front and it's really only optional on XF. Portfolio, Supercharged, and R have the sensors on the front as well. These sensors alert the driver to obstacles, as well as assisting in parking close to a wall like a parking garage, pulling into the owner's own garage. And it includes touchscreen visual indicators for all of the sensors. If it's rear sensors only on XF, they'll show up on the touchscreen. If it's all 4 sensors, you can see that on the touchscreen as well. Now for Portfolio, Supercharged, and R, standard rear camera parking aid is in place. That's also optional on XF. The rear parking camera, when selecting reverse, shows you a complete display through the 7-inch touchscreen of exactly what's behind your XF. And that display includes wheel alignment parking graphics, allowing you to see not only what direction the car is pointed, but as you turn the wheel, a set of lines will show where the tires are going to go, so you know if you can get around an obstacle. Absolute huge safety feature. A rear camera parking aid is available on XF, also standard on Portfolio, Supercharged, and R. When you put the car in reverse, a tiny camera mounted on the trunk lid displays through the touchscreen again exactly what's behind the XF. And it includes wheel alignment parking graphics. Those lines will tell you where the car is pointed, but also as you turn the wheel, a pair of lines will tell you where the tires are going to end up, so you know if you can get around an obstacle. An awesome safety feature. One of the great things about XF is its unique startup sequence. Simply put your foot on the brake, press the start-stop button. The gear shift rises into your hand, air vents open on the instrument panel from their clean flush position, touchscreen initializes, and now the car is ready to provide all the acceleration that this car can provide us. Just turn the rotary gear selector to drive or reverse, and off you go. Unfortunately, I'm not able to go right now. Of course, most of the technology features and benefits described in this video are also appropriate for the XJ and the XK. And technology may be only one of the XF vehicle attributes customers might want to focus on. Maybe they want to look at intelligent power, the contemporary, expertly crafted interior, and the safety, security, and visibility features of the XF. These are listed next.